Oh look, we're doing this again, eh? Well, not quite. I'm just gonna quickly show off some stuff that we didn't get to see before. So, like I was talking about before, you know, there's balloons on top of jungle hijinks. This is a great way to get some quick lives. And then, like, if you really need lives, pretty much what you do is you get those, and then you just immediately jump over the old Ramby here. Just rush the rest of the level. Whoop. And then from here, you just kind of do a sweet jump into this thing. And you get your lives. Bada bing, bada boom, as I say. And then the other thing I'll show off is the part of the level that we didn't get to see before. So you just kind of rush through this level. Do. Watch out. Gotta get back to the past. So we can go to the future. You know, that makes sense, right? Anyways, from here, we're now seeing new content. And what is that new content? It's the midpoint. Indeed, I'm sure plenty of players have died after getting that bonus and realized they had to restart the whole level, because you don't actually get to access the midpoint, because it just kind of skips you. I guess because they figured it skips you so far into the level, like, it skips you after the end. You know? Like, we're already back to old content, but we're already basically at the end of the level right now, so, you know. Anyways, that's about it, so, I will go ahead and cut back to actual content. See you in a sec here. Hey there everyone, my name is Monkey Chapman from the Guys Who Play Games, back with some more Doggone Country, and we're doing Vulture Culture. You know what that means? It's time for forests, because, you know, forests are so different from jungles. Anyways, so, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of vultures in this level. I mean, it's named Vulture Culture, what did you expect? Kind of funny is how, because this vulture's on the tire, you can just kind of jump off it to get it, even though you're probably supposed to use the tire. Creates this cool looking hole graphic, which I always thought was really cool looking. No, this isn't the level I'm thinking of, is it? I don't know, anyways. Hey, it's the one with the green heads. That means if you hit it, it flips them. Thankfully, the game is really nice about it, so when you jump really high into the letters, it actually like forces you to have to land before you can trigger one of the things. So you can't like jump into like the K, for example, and then oh, the other ones roll into you and you get whacked and you're just screwed. Ow! That hurt. Bonk. This is the first level with the mini neckies, which are basically just coconut shooter machines. Anyways, as you can see, what's kind of funny about the little side rooms is that you can actually just break them like you would a normal cache. So even though you're supposed to land on that barrel thing there and like use that to whatchamacallit, to break open the door, you can just land on the door and it breaks open just fine. Anyways, yeah, this level is all about vultures and barrels. I mean, when you think about it, kind of the whole game is about vultures and barrels, but this level's particularly about it, if that makes any sense. So, kind of a, well, I was gonna say fun fact, but we haven't seen any of the mini vultures in a while. So, in version 1.0 of the game, these guys, you can actually just walk through them. They don't have any sort of a hitbox to hurt you. Which, I'm guessing, I guess they saw it as an act. What?! I got robbed! You're supposed to throw that barrel through them, but it didn't let me. Anyways, I guess it was a mistake, because, I mean, they obviously fixed it eventually. So, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it was a mistake, but I don't know. Ah! Oh, okay. So that gives us a nice barrel. You gotta be careful, because sometimes you'll see people like jump up and hit this, and then they'll walk over here, and the thing scrolls off screen for like a second, and it's gone. It's just gone. Anyways, funny thing about those barrel things is you can just kind of mash to get through them. I'm not sure if I mentioned that last time, but either way. It's just kind of like a funny little trick you can do. So we're gonna get the G here. This level's kind of weirdly lopsided, where all the letters are in the second half, pretty much. Kind of a funny little thing. Now we're gonna get to try out these Treetop Town levels, and these levels are awesome. Like, they look really cool. Like, look at this thing. It has like the parallax scrolling with the trees in the background. It's really cool. Anyways, jump off that beaver to get to the bonus. And this is our first K-O-N-G thing. So what you do here is you just spell Kong. An interesting thing about these is you notice different sounds. I think these always give a 1-up. Pretty much they always do, but if you hit the letter as soon as it turns to the right letter, it gives a 1-up sound. But if you don't, it just gives the normal letter sound, which is kind of... I'm not sure why, but I guess it's just like a little touch. This level is really cool, actually, like especially for like the first of its kind. Like, first of all, this is a heavily barrel-focused level, but I'm sure a lot of people might not have ever... Like, they probably noticed this about this level, but never really thought about it. All the enemies in this level are spawned up in the air. That's why whenever you walk into like an area, you'll notice like all the enemies like fall out of the sky like that. And I think this is actually the only level that does that. It's really cool. I'm guessing the idea is that it's like they're dropping down from a higher level. Which, I don't know. I just think it's really cool. Alright. In case you haven't noticed, by the way, certain enemies are color-coded. And in this instance, blue critters are pretty much just like normal critters, but they'll walk forward and occasionally start hopping, and then they do a kind of a big bounce. Just, I mean, I don't know if you'd call it cool, but you can tell that they do it because blue ones always do that. You notice in, like, for example, in the cave level in World 2, the gold critters just jump back and forth, and I think... No, there's no gold critters in this one. There might be one in another level I'm thinking of anyways. This level's not too bad, honestly. Like, as long as you take your time, you can just kind of run through. Yeah, you can see those guys just kind of bounce. Oh, this one! This is one of my favorite little, like, traps. Like, if you jump into this, as soon as it pops on screen and rush through, like, everything else, you miss the barrel and die. Which is kind of funny. Anyways. This is kind of a cool thing. And then you got a vulture here, and you bounce off it, and you get a nice K-O-N-G Kong. Now you can roll jump down here to get another espresso. You can jump over here and we're done. Dunzo. Done like dinner. You can already access Funky, so if you really want to, you can go back to a previous level and save. Or a previous world and save. We're already down to our second force level. Oh! I think the blue ones and gray ones are pretty much the same. I think what I was thinking of was the gray ones, where they kind of do that hop forward. I think the blue ones just walk and then just jump. There's no little hop. Like, the gray ones kind of hop along, whereas the blue ones just kind of walk and jump. And this level, I remember there's a lot of great ones. What's kind of weird is that in the Game Boy Advance port of this game, for some reason the colors of all the critters completely changed. Like, the standard critter I think is purple for whatever reason. I don't know why they did it. Like, what's wrong with green critters? It's like what they've been in every game. But for some reason in this game, they changed it in the port. Also, I totally forgot about this little detail. When you're standing on the edge of something, the cute little animation of them being scared, and Donkey Kong's is really good. Ow! I just love that sound. Just ow, ow. Anything there? Nope. You can still get bananas out of the ground in this levels, but I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna run through. This is a cool little section. You just kind of climb this long rope and avoid the zingers. The zingers are color-coded too. The certain colors do different things. Yellow ones usually kind of move like up and down, I think. I think red ones are usually stationary. It's not like predictable, because I think there's some random ones that do things completely different. Like, the color coding is just like more of just like a general rule. I messed that up. And it's not super consistent. But yeah, you can see like the brown ones, like they all do the hop, but like those ones were just hopping on the spot. These red, I think these are more like, they look red, but I think these are more like a magenta color. It's weird. Like, they kind of color code them, but they kind of don't. Like, I think the critters are predictable, but it's the zingers that are kind of... Really? Did I miss that letter? That's sad. That's like super easy to get too. Anyways, that dude signifies a bunch of dudes, and oh look at this barrel popping out of the ground. And then we get a nice Rambi token section. These ones are usually pretty easy if I remember. Yeah. Like, the green ones are much faster. Doop, 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 doop. I should stop doing that. Bonk. Oh, here's the thing. So you get a barrel here, and you gotta be careful with this barrel. So what you want to do is you want to Actually, now I think about it, I don't think it's that big a deal, because there's a trick you can use, but I'm still gonna show the normal way you're supposed to do this. So you just kind of slowly drag this barrel with you. No big deal, I guess. But there's a trick you can actually do where, like I said earlier, you can just kind of bounce off this guy, break it, except I didn't bounce high enough. If you jump off him when he's at the height of his jump, it works, but otherwise you can just use the barrel. Barrel is much easier, well, it's much safer, really. But you can also just jump off him. Anyways, this bonus room is pretty unique, actually. I think this is the only time this rope type gets used. It just kind of goes back and forth really fast like this. And you can kind of drop down here and get end guard token. And that's the level. Nice and easy. Also, here's a little interesting detail. So, in this instance of this hole, it stays open. But in other instances, they'll actually close. And that's because certain level types, I think the forest is an example where the hole is the normal tile and the thing covering it is the sprite. But in other instances, the hole is actually the sprite and the thing covering it is just a normal tile. And I don't think that actually makes a difference in terms of gameplay, but it is like kind of weird how they like do differently based on the level archetype. I don't know why. It's like they just randomly chose, but I mean, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, I think if you hop off this beaver up here, yeah, there's a Rampy token up there. Oh, and I totally forgot about one thing I missed in World 2, but I'll show that later. Show it at like the end of the video or something. Anyways, you got a DK barrel. I think this is the only time, well, one of the few times when you actually break open a wall with a DK barrel, and that's what you're supposed to do. Then you just kind of hop across these vultures. This room is really weird. You can actually roll across these dudes, but like, depending on how you do it, you can actually wrong warp. Like, you'll warp to like the first level of the game, and it's really weird. I don't actually know how that works, but it's something weird about like touching an enemy and the ground at the same time. And then usually you'll see people do it with Diddy. And if you do it, it like, I'm not sure how it works, but either way, it'll like, Diddy will get hurt even though you're in a bonus room, which normally isn't supposed to happen. And then from there, you kind of just, like, if you fall in the hole, you'll randomly warp. Usually you'll warp to the first level of the game, but sometimes you'll warp somewhere completely different, and to be honest, you'd have to ask, like, someone who's more knowledgeable about that kind of thing, about how that works, because it's really weird. Anyways, we got a Claptrap bonus room. I think this is the third one we've seen so far. I don't know, I think these are really cool. It's just like kind of bouncing back and forth on this dude. Gotta be really careful. Ooh! And for some reason I started spamming the jump button and almost got myself wrecked. What's kind of interesting, I think I already mentioned this, but maybe not, is that jumping off the Claptrap is not what, like, triggers the, like, level to end, or I guess the bonus room to end. It's collecting the bananas. So if you keep jumping off him and never collecting the bananas, it just keeps going and he'll never stop. Anyways, I'm going to show up the big Ramby this time, hopefully. So I'm going to, like, you can get a lot of lives in the Ramby one, like, it's super fast, but I'm being especially careful here because I do want to show off the bonus. Kind of a fun fact about these bonus rooms also is that even though it doesn't look like it, how it works is that you're not actually transformed into the animal buddy like in other bonus. Like, it kind of looks like you are, but like, if you were to hack an enemy into this room and get hit, for example, Ramby would, in fact, just run around and DK and Diddy would appear. It's just like a special thing that, special trigger or something that just like makes it so that Diddy and Donkey Kong are invisible. I don't know why I'm bothering to collect it. Oh no! My Espresso! No, Espresso makes this level so easy. Dang, dude. Oh well, that's no big deal, I guess. I haven't even mentioned the main thing about this level is that those beavers and the millstones are chasing you. It's not too bad though. That's probably why, because like, let's be honest, how often do you ever see them? Like, pretty much what you'll probably get hit is the fact that you're rushing. That's actually a pretty tricky jump though, I guess. If you get hit by them, you just kind of want to run off and just ignore it. Also, you can see that there, and you get a nice little rope doodle. It's kind of a neat little secret G at the end. I feel like I barely talked about that level because I was too busy talking about glitches. Oh well. This level is pretty interesting. So right off the bat, this level actually doesn't have a, whatchamacallit. Like, there's no entrance animation. And there's a steel cake at the start here, so you can just jump on and roll all the way back here, which is pretty cool. Anyways, I'm gonna forego that, though, and get this nice DK barrel. Because I do want Diddy. It's kind of interesting how all the enemies here are kind of timed in such a way you can just kind of run past them. That's kind of a, like, secret thing that the Donkey Kong series does a lot, is that it's actually, like, whatchamacallit. Like, things are often timed that if you just rush them, it's, like, almost, like, guaranteed that you just kind of get it. Anyways, this level is, well, I want to say it's rather infamous, as it were. It's kind of notable because, it has a lot of bonuses. Let's just say that. So, let's, I don't think there's any secret bananas here, but oh! Alright, well, it's a lot easier if you kill these dudes, but you want to take Espresso here and actually kind of slowly run back over here. I guess I'll let him despawn so I can get a thing here. So you want to run back to where you saw the clap traps earlier. Ouch. And then from here, you kind of run over here and then you run and just smash that jump button. And if you do it well, there's an entrance right under the start of the level that leads to a bonus. This one's pretty cool, actually. It actually has every single animal token in the game here, and you spell each of their names. So it starts with, I forget what the order is. I know it starts with Winky. It's kind of hard to actually do this one because if you get them, like if you get any of the tokens, it like just instantly ends and you get that bonus game. This one's also interesting in that there's no Kremling faces. It's just the letters. I think there's one other case where it's like that, but I don't remember if, like, there's a couple that are like that. I don't quite remember. Enguards is probably the hardest to spell it because it's so long. Did I get 2 Enguard tokens already? I don't think I did. Yeah, we didn't. So we in fact get to see the entire minigame. Because there's, oh, actually Espresso, because Espresso is like a long word, and I guess that's how it's done. It's done by length. Espresso is the longest name, so it's the hardest one to do. And now we get to do Espresso's minigame for the first time. Espresso's has a bunch of secrets in it. Like, right off the bat, you can just jump over the entrance and just get a ton of tokens here like this. Which is pretty cool. Oh. Espresso's timer is about, it's a little bit shorter than a second. But it's about a second, so pretty much how you do Espressos is you kind of do like a cross pattern like I'm doing. You just kind of fly over to the other side and then you just kind of fly back. And then you just kind of jump and grab these. That's like the most efficient way to do it. I think there's a better way to do it, but this is like the easiest way for like a person to do, basically. Espressos is probably like the most profitable. I think it's the only one you can get like 999 if you're doing it with like a Taz's can do a 999. Anyways, Espresso's token is you just fly over the end tier and you get a nice Espresso token here that gets a double. What's cool about the doubles is that they don't double it instantly, so you can actually use the couple of seconds to grab the tokens that appear when you grab the big one. Just a cool little thing. So you can get a couple extra right before it doubles and potentially get an extra life. Whoa, I forgot this one puts you right at the end here, like, you just skip everything. There's a bunch of the level you don't get to see because of that one. But it's, like, not surprising. Like, this stupid thing is so ridiculous. Oh, really? Well, you know what? This works perfectly, actually. So let's grab this token. And now we get to do Enguard's bonus room. Enguard's bonus room is basically just a bunch of, it's like a big square or like a rectangle or whatever, and there's just like a bunch, like 4 hidden walls, one at each side. There's no hidden walls in these corners. No, there isn't. I think there might be an unused room, but that might be a different version of the game that I'm thinking of. I don't know. Anyways, the most efficient way to do this one is probably not how I'm doing it. To be honest, I've never been very good at Enguard's room. I think it's just a mix of the fact that his is just like the slowest. His timer is the slowest though. It's like about, actually it might be about as fast as Espresso's. I don't know. There's like a couple different timers. I think there's like the Ramby one is naturally like the fastest one, but there's a couple other ones. Anyways, this one's like kind of slow though, but you know, like, anyways, let's just grab this token. Token's just in the bottom one. And just like that, we have 7, we're gonna get 7 extra lives. Probably. Yeah, I don't think we'll get any more. Maybe if I had taken the time, I probably, but I just wanted to show off the token. Only one we're missing now is Winkies, which hopefully I'll get to show in this episode. I don't know. If I don't get to show, like, Winkies, I'll just show it in a bonus at some point or another. Anyways, now we're back at the start of the level, but this time we have Espresso, which is kind of funny. Cool little thing about Espresso, by the way, not a lot of people know this. This is kind of one of those little details. I think Cranky actually mentions this, but, like, Espresso doesn't have hitboxes on his feet. So if you can run, like, on top of claptraps and he doesn't get hurt. You can jump into them and they'll hurt you, but as long as you're running on top of them, you're a-okay. So, like, for example, this guy, you can just kind of run across him. This applies to, like, I think the snakes, too. The snakes don't have, they can't hit you because they're too small. What's kind of funny is that the Game Boy Advance port, instead of changing the hitbox to be like it is in this game, what it does is, Espresso is just invincible to claptraps in that game. So that means that even though the claptraps don't hurt you, in that game, if you walk over the snakes, they do, in fact, hurt you. Which is kind of like a weird, I guess, like detail that I guess they forgot. Or if you want to call it that anyways. Anyways, let's grab this barrel and throw it over there. Jump off these jerks. I think there's a thing down here. Wanna guess? Yeah. You can grab these bananas. And this area is kind of interesting, so let's back off for a sec here. So you grab this barrel and you go down here and there's a secret, which is pretty cool. But this bonus is just 2 holes and you get 20 bananas. And then from here, you grab this barrel, you come back down here again and you go over here and you get another bonus. This one is 1 hole, but I believe it's the G. So just like that, we get our extra life. Now here's something that's kind of cool. So what you want to do for this last bonus, there's this guy and you want to jump over him, hit this guy. Now come back over here, let him throw a barrel, and boom! He breaks open the last bonus of the level for you. And yes, indeed, this level has 5 bonuses, and that one at the start of the level is completely asinine. I don't know how anyone would ever find that playing the game normally. Who in their right mind thinks to take Espresso backwards like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a ridiculous secret, I think. It's one of the few things that I cite about this game that's, I think, is just, like, a bad secret, honestly, because there is no way. I was stuck on this level for years. Oh yeah, oops, I actually forgot about a secret too, because there's still another secret we're missing. So I believe this one is, well, let's go ahead and grab the steel keg barrel, because it'll make it a little easier and faster. So we jump out with Diddy, and we'll just run over here. So I forgot about this. This is another one you need to do with Espresso. And basically, what you want to do is you just kind of run over here, And you jump on Espresso. I'm going to grab this midpoint just in case I die or something or I lose him. And just from here, you kind of rush over here. Kind of fly over. Now, where you want to go? Fuck. Well, that's fine, because if you start select, you just get sent back to your midpoint, so I can just go back and grab them again. The problem is, the barrel guys, you know they're there because they're off screen, but you know because you can hear them. Except I can't hear them because I'm talking so much, so, I mean, that kind of sucks, but I mean, what are you going to do? Let's flap, flap, flap. Alright, this time we're good, so I want to go ahead and flap. You want to be careful, too, because you want to fly under. Oh, yeah, I also missed the bananas here. You want to grab those. I mean, you don't need to, but I mean, it's fun. Let's grab Espresso and go in here, and bada bing, bada boom, the last secret of the level. This one's weird. It's 3 holes, and I think there's 2 bananas, and a DK barrel for some reason. I guess if you're somehow hurt coming out of this hole. This one sends you right back here, and then you're Done with this old Seiken level. Mankeys, these dudes are called Mankeys, and they're actually really weird. Like, in this version of the game, they're pretty normal, but for whatever reason, in the Japanese version, they're, like, really weird. They have, like, hit points or something. Like, sometimes if you hit them with Diddy, they won't die. But sometimes they will die when you hit them with Diddy in one try, and it's really inconsistent. I'm not sure how it works. Anyways, right at the start of this level, there's a secret wall here that has end guard and the letter K. Which is very nice, because this level is actually pretty tricky. It's basically just a level full of clams and, like, just standard enemies. This is a very, I guess, enemy-heavy water level, as it were. This level's all about, like, dodging stuff. Like, I guess other levels kind of are too, but this one especially. And yeah, we get a chance to show off this funny little interaction here where you just kind of go, oh. Where you kind of go across and it creates like a billion like of those hitbox graphics. But anyways, we just want to ignore that. Whoa! Actually, you might just be able to rush. Yeah. It's kind of the thing with the Duck Country series, right? You just rush and you're okay. You're safe as can be. Anyways, we want to avoid dying, hopefully, because if we die here, we're going to not get Endguard anymore. Endguard makes this level 10 times easier. Whoa, Endguard? Yeah, there you go. Just being like an extra hit is so good. Because like especially against like these sharks, like they're surprisingly hard to dodge. Because they're pretty big. But thankfully, apparently swordfish are like monsters or something. You can just kill a shark. Like it's no big deal. Oh, we got this Clambo again. I think, yeah, there should be a token down here. Yep. Oh, that's a Winky one too. I need one more. I'll actually be able to show them like all off in this one episode. Ah! Thankfully, Endguard is back here again. Is that the end of the level? Oh! Not quite, but it is the part of the level where I get hurt. Whew. I guess I'm being a bit more sloppy in this episode, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Actually, I guess we're not gonna get to show it off because we're already at the boss. Oops! Well, no big deal. Anyways, this boss, I mean, it's still like a super easy boss. It's just actually like takes a bit of time to kill Queen Bee, as it were. Because every time you hit her, she spends like 10-15 seconds just being invincible. Actually, I guess not even that long, like 6 or 7 seconds. It's actually surprisingly short. Also, a cool little interaction. Every time you hit her, even when she's invincible, it pushes her back a little bit. So it's a good idea to carry a barrel, just so like if they like come from above, then you actually stand a chance of not getting hit there. But yeah, it's very easy. Anyways, this is well, let's just say I'm gonna go back and save before we do anything else. Actually, I guess we'll take the time to show off one thing that I just remembered. Kind of a very vague secret. So, I think it's this level? I forget if you can... I think you have to start the level as Diddy. Well, I definitely can't do it now. Is it this one? I always forget. It's one of the 2 forest levels. There's like a really secret thing you can find. I don't think it's this one. I think it's the first level, actually, I'm thinking of. So let's go over here to Vulture Culture. So what you do is you start the level as Diddy. You just go real fast, and where is it? Not here. It's the next one, right? You run over here and... Dang, missed it. I think it's fine if you start as Diddy, but I guess we'll try it as starting as DK. So what you want to do is you just kind of rush real fast. And if you're over here fast enough, this barrel is here. And this barrel takes you to the end of the level because of that. And what's really cool is that not only is that barrel based on speed, but that barrel is DK only. So if you don't get there fast enough, if you get there fast enough, even as Diddy, you can't actually get the bonus. And I'll quickly show this off too. So... you can rush it as Diddy just fine. And what you have to do is you come over here and boop, you switch and now it's here. It just appears. It's really cool. One other thing I will quickly show up before we end this episode is... Go see Old Man Cranky, he can help you out. I actually forgot about this one. So, at the start of Bouncy Bonanza, this is another one of those secrets that not a lot of people know about. You can't quite see it here, but if you take this tire over here and you actually move it, you push it off here and you move it back to the start. I think I want to move it here, and you bounce off it. There's a Rampy token up there. So you can just kind of, boom, do that. It's a rather vague secret. Not a lot of people know that's there. But anyways, that'll be it for this episode. I will see you guys next time. Brian is out or something. Haha.